Lesson 10. Review. Reading, an unusual friend.
I have an unusual friend. He likes to cook. He's an engineer whose work has taken him all over the world. I don't know how many countries he has visited, but last week he told me he's been around the world 22 times. He likes to eat, and he likes all kinds of food. When he is served a particularly delicious dish somewhere, he learns how to make it. If no one will tell him how to make it, and many people won't, you know, he experiments until he learns how to cook it himself. He buys cookbooks everywhere he goes. He must have about 200 in his library. I know he doesn't read all those languages, but he has cookbooks in French, Greek, German, Spanish, and in several other languages. Of course, most of his cookbooks are in English. I enjoy reading some of them myself. He has one written by the cook who worked for President John Kennedy. In addition to telling how to make some very fine French dishes, the author tells interesting stories about cooking for the first family. Of all his books, my favorite is a Chinese cookbook written by Mrs. Bui Yang Chao. Her husband, Dr. Yuan Ren Chao, is a famous professor and linguist. While he went about China studying Chinese dialects, Mrs. Chow traveled with him and learned how to prepare various regional Chinese dishes. The book is an excellent one to read if you wish to learn how to cook real Chinese food. It is sometimes funny. For example, Mrs. Chow says that in cooking, nothing takes the place of a little thinking. She writes, "If you cannot get beef, get pork. If you cannot find an egg beater, use your head." Some of my friends think it's strange that a man should be interested in food and cooking. However, some of the best cooks in the world are men, and a man is usually in charge of cooking in the biggest and best restaurants of the world. The same people who think it's strange for a man to be cooking are the first to arrive when my friend invites them to dinner.
Now answer these questions about the reading.
1. Why is my friend unusual?
A. He likes to cook.
2. If he eats a good dish, does he ask how it is prepared?
C. Yes, he does.
3. What is the first family?
C. The family of the President of the United States.
4. What is Professor Chow's profession?
C. He's a linguist.
5. What does use your head mean?
A. Think.
6. Where do men do most of the cooking?
C. In restaurants.
Review of grammar. 1. Past tense of irregular verbs. Repeat, please.
Become, bite, dig, drink, eat, freeze, grind, grow.
Choose a verb from the list to complete each sentence. Fill in the past tense form of the verb. Listen to the model. 1.
Henry dug potatoes all day yesterday.
Henry dug potatoes all day yesterday.
Henry dug potatoes all day yesterday.
Now do the exercise. 1.
Henry dug potatoes all day yesterday.
2.
Ouch! I bit my tongue.
3.
She grew parsley by the back door for many years.
4.
The butcher ground the meat into hamburger for them.
5.
Mrs. Stanton froze the chicken so it would keep until the weekend.
6.
We ate the strawberries with cream and sugar.
7.
He drank the whole bottle of juice in 5 minutes.
8.
At the end of the season, it became very hard to find good tomatoes. 2. Noun determiners and substitutes. Complete the answers to these questions with one of these determiners or substitutes. A few, a little, few, little. Listen to the model.
1. Are all the apples rotten?
No, a few of them are, but most aren't.
No, a few of them are, but most aren't.
No, a few of them are, but most aren't.
Now do the exercise.
1. Are all the apples rotten?
No, a few of them are, but most aren't.
2. Are any of the baskets broken?
Yes, a few got broken in the truck.
3. Were the farmers surprised by the cold weather?
Yes, few of them expected frost so soon.
4. Does Mr. Lane raise asparagus?
Yes, a little, but not very much.
5. Does it take much time to prepare Mexican food?
No, it takes little time. Why don't you try it?
6. Does your wife know a lot about French cooking?
No, she only knows a little, I'm sorry to say.
7. Are the new bags bigger than the old ones?
Yes, they're a little bigger.
8. Are there many vitamins in cucumbers?
No, you get little nourishment from a cucumber.
3. Noun substitutes. Repeat these words.
Another one. Anyone. Each one. Either one. Some other ones. The other ones. That one. This one. Ones.
Complete the dialogue by filling in noun substitutes from the list. Check your answers.
George is setting the table for his mother. He's setting 6 places. He's putting a plate and silverware by each one.
Mother, I can only find 5 knives here. Do we have another one?
Yes, there are some other ones in the other drawer. Use any one of them.
Shall we use the white napkins or the yellow ones, Mom?
Use either one you want, dear.
Look, Mother, we need another glass. This one is dirty.
Okay, get that one from the top shelf over there. Now let's see if you've got everything. This place doesn't have a soup spoon. Get another one, please.
Yes, Mother.
And we don't use these big glasses for juice. Bring out the other ones. Thank you, George. You're a big help.
4. Separable two-word verbs. Object pronouns. Find the response for these questions and statements. Complete the response with a two-word verb from the list and the correct object pronoun. Use the cued noun substitute for number 10 instead of a pronoun. Write the number of the question before each response. Use one of these two-word verbs in the response.
Call up, give up, pass along, pick up, put away, get out, look up, pick out, pour out, try on.
Listen to the model.
1. What shall I do with the sour milk?
Just pour it out down the sink.
Just pour it out down the sink.
Just pour it out down the sink.
Now do the exercise.
1. What shall I do with the sour milk?
Just pour it out down the sink.
2. When will our pizza be ready?
You can pick it up in an hour and a half.
3. Is your sister still trying to learn the guitar?
No, she gave it up several weeks ago.
4. How can I find out if the cafeteria is open today?
Just call them up and ask.
5. Can I leave the milk on the table?
No, you'd better put it away before it spoils.
6. What do you do with the clothes Billy gets too big for?
I passed them along to my sister. She has 3 sons.
7. I wonder if these shoes fit me.
The only way to find out if they're your size is to try them on.
8. How can I find out the pronunciation of Peloponnesus?
Look it up in a dictionary of geographical names.
9. Do you need the egg beater, Mom?
Yes, would you get it out for me, please?
10. Do you like my new hat, dear?
Not especially. Why'd you pick that one out?
Review of vocabulary. 1. Vocabulary. Complete each sentence with the word that describes all three words in the beginning of the sentence. Example.
Carrots, lettuce, and squash are vegetables.
If you have trouble, use words from the list at the end of the exercise.
1.
Asparagus, cucumbers, and peas are vegetables.
Two.
Bags, bottles, and boxes are containers.
Three.
Bananas, grapes, and peaches are fruits.
Four.
Beef, pork, and veal are meats.
Five.
Beer, lemonade, and tea are drinks.
Six.
Butter, cheese, and milk are dairy products.
Seven.
Caramel, licorice, and peppermint are candies.
Eight.
Chicken, duck, and turkey are poultry.
Nine.
Cod, mackerel, and salmon are fish.
10.
Cookies, donuts, and pie are bakery goods.
11.
Crabs, oysters, and shrimp are seafood.
12.
Cups, plates, and soup bowls are dishes.
13.
Egg beaters, pans, and pots are cooking utensils.
14.
Flour, rice, and sugar are staples.
15.
Forks, knives, and spoons are tableware.
16.
Ginger, mustard, and pepper are spices.
'Repeat these words.
Bakery goods. Candies. Cooking utensils. Containers. Dairy products. Dishes. drinks, fish, fruits, meats, poultry, seafood, spices, staples, tableware, vegetables. 2. Vocabulary. Complete the sentences with the correct form of the verbs pick, dig, cut, or pull. Listen to the model. 1.
His hands were green because he picked tomatoes all day.
His hands were green because he picked tomatoes all day.
His hands were green because he picked tomatoes all day.
Now do the exercise. 1.
His hands were green because he picked tomatoes all day.
2.
His back aches because he's been cutting celery.
3.
Please go out in the garden and pull some carrots.
4.
Go out in the field and dig a basket of potatoes.
5.
You didn't pick enough strawberries to fill the box.
6.
They didn't cut all the hay before it rained.
3. Words used as nouns and verbs. Repeat, please.
Back, bite, burn, can, dream, drink, farm, fish, ship, smell, store, taste.
Complete these sentences by filling in the correct noun or verb form of the listed words. Use the same word in both blanks of each sentence. Listen to the model.
1.
Henry Brown has a farm in New York. He's been farming all his life.
Henry Brown has a farm in New York. He's been farming all his life.
Henry Brown has a farm in New York. He's been farming all his life.
Now do the exercise. 2. He buys seeds at a store in Albany and stores them in his barn until he needs them.
3. Mrs. Brown buys beans in cans sometimes, but she cans all her own tomatoes.
4. She doesn't have to buy much fish because her sons like to fish in the river on their land.
5. She's mad because Henry backed the tractor into the back of her car.
6. Bananas are picked green in Central America and shipped to the U.S. in large refrigerator ships.
7. My Uncle Jack's dreamed about having a farm for many years. This year, his dream has finally come true.
8. The patient asked for a drink of water, but the nurse said he couldn't drink anything yet.
9. The kitchen smells terrible. I'll close the door to keep the smell out of the rest of the house.
10. You'd better get a bite to eat before you go, because if the fish aren't biting, you won't get back for several hours.
11. Because of my cold, my food has no taste today. I can't even taste the coffee.
12. Some hot fat burned her hand, and unfortunately she had nothing to put on the burn.
'End of Lesson 10.